And let's get started. So here's the Euro charts. As you can see, can everyone see my daily 30-minute and the 1 minute? Okay, thank you. Good. So we're getting a push up right now on the Euro USD. It's at 94 currently. I believe most of it's attributed right now to the debt ceiling, and so far there's no resolution as far as I can tell. The latest news that I've been able to see is just also the U.S. markets are opening lower, so in the pre-market. So we'll see how that plays out through the first couple hours of the trading session. But we'll definitely keep an eye on the Euro USD. On the daily, it's Cobra is at 136.17 right now. So there is some ways for the euro to go. There will be resistance as it pushes up against that level. And then on the 30-minute chart, you can see it's only the second candle on this upward move. So we may see a little bit of follow through to the upside on the shorter time frames. However, keep the daily in perspective. So it's been running long for quite some time. And even though Cobra actually turned short back here, you can see that price actually just ranged sideways. It did not actually roll over and sell off like we thought it was. So I'll probably be looking for a possible reversal in the euro later in the day if the U.S. market should recover some. And then let's jump over to the dollar yen. That's if we have any trades at all to begin with. Keep in mind, on a bank holiday, there's very light liquidity, and you just don't want to be taking trades just to take trades. So if there's a good setup, we'll definitely take it, but you have to keep that in mind. We're not going to get the same kind of moves we normally get on a day like today. Let me switch over to the dollar yen. So in the dollar yen, you can see the daily is on the third candle so far long. Cobra has been bullish for the last few sessions, and we're just starting to get some momentum to the upside minus today. So on the 30-minute, yeah, it has been pushing down, ranging sideways, and then last night it started pushing lower, possibly mainly because of the futures dropping yesterday. So that sent, I believe, the euro yen, the dollar yen, all these pairs were following suit. So keep an eye on that. We'll look for a possible long entry to get with the daily trend on the dollar yen. Let me switch this to a 60-minute. So the 60-minute actually just confirmed long, it looks like, or is about to confirm long in about 11 minutes. So we'll keep it, or excuse me, confirm short. I apologize. So the 60 minutes actually reversing short right now, but I don't see it pushing too much lower. There's resistance down here. The momentum on the daily is still bullish. So on the 1 minute and the small time frames, we may get a little bit of selling, but that's just an opportunity possibly for us to establish a long position in the dollar yen. Okay, so any questions so far? Go ahead and type them in. If you guys see any other analysis or news events that I don't mention, please throw them out in the room so I can go over them. And we'll just keep an eye on this for the moment. Yeah, Tom, the dollar yen, again, it's kind of just, right now, it seems like they're just waiting to see if there's some sort of announcement. The technicals aren't really helping us right now because of this situation. So, I would like to see price possibly maybe push lower down into 98, 97s, and then, we can establish our long position, because we know even if they don't come to an agreement, the only way I could see the dollar yen falling off a cliff at this point is if they don't pass some sort of temporary measure where price would be exaggerated. The drop would be exaggerated just on the fact that they did not, put some sort of stopgap in place or something for that debt ceiling issue. but everyone's kind of hopeful that they're going to come together and release something at the last minute. So we'll see. So as soon as we'll look for a possible long entry on the euro yen. Let me get down here to a 30-minute on this. You can see how extended we are on the 30-minute. So I'd like to see the 1-minute pull back a little more, but if it starts turning around, pushing long, we may take a long trade here and see if we can catch a few pips out of it. Hey guys, okay, so let's just take a quick look at the dollar yen. I'd like to wait for the U.S. markets to open before we do anything, but it's getting close to the point where definitely a good long entry opportunity here to establish a position on the USD yen. The 1 minute's pushing up. The 30-minute has been coming down, selling off the last couple hours, and over here Sunday afternoon. But the daily's still intact. It's still definitely looking for that reversal point. We're at the lower end of the ocean. Right now it is pushing up against the midline, so that may be like a resistance area for the dollar yen to push higher. We'll see how price reacts after the market opens. Hey guys, we're just waiting for the U.S. markets to open. It looks like we're getting a few different things that will possibly move. The dollar yen, euro USD definitely will show some sort of reaction in the market. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if anything else happens. Tom, what are you hearing from Asia? The consumption tax that's like saying a sales tax here for us, I would assume. So if they raise that to 8%, which is, if it was at 5%, that's pretty low. I mean, well, it's low by our standards, I suppose, but everything in Japan is more expensive in general, I believe, so, or for the most part. So yeah, that's definitely going to have an effect on the consumers. Tax on raw foods. Interesting. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of a push down on the euro USD. The dollar yen's holding at 15 right now. So let's see as the market gets going here. Let's see what happens on the some of the other pairs. And also, I believe I heard in the news that it is a holiday in Canada as well. So I don't know if they're actually trading today or not, but I believe it's like Thanksgiving over there. So given the bounce that we're getting in the futures and the U.S. equity markets, the dollar yen is going to react accordingly. So we may get a little bit of a push up, but you can start looking to establish a small position in the dollar yen for a possible long if we get continued upside in the equity markets. So I'll keep an eye on that. I'd like to get in if we got a pullback to the low 98s, but it looks like we're not getting that at the moment. So let me take a look here. I might take this. Let's see if something's setting up. Okay, guys, so we're getting a little bit of a pullback on the dollar yen. Let's see how far they want to take it down before. possibly looking at a long position here. Again, our daily's long. The 30-minute is technically still short. And let's take a look at the 60-minute also. We have 15 minutes left to see where this candle closes, but it's about 10 pips away, a little bit less from Cobra. And the momentum to the downside is pretty weak. I mean, this is not a lot of selling pressure, so they may not take it much lower. And we are looking for opportunities to get long the dollar yen. So and they're trying to take it, seeing if some buying comes in, but hasn't been able to get a real strong push yet. So it's testing 20, coming back down to about 18, 17. Cobra right now is 17 on the 1 minute. Again, on the 60-minute, we're obviously still short, but we're pushing at the bottom of the lower ocean, which is acting as support or support level. And on the daily chart, we are long. So if you don't think it's going to push down to 98 and you don't want to miss getting in, this is a good area as any to start establishing a long position. You could do a little bit less, like I mentioned earlier, and then if we do get back down to, say, 10 or even 5, 98.05, somewhere down there, which we haven't been there in a while, then you could add the rest of your trade on or add a little bit more to your trade. So that would be one way to do it if you're not sure what's going to happen here. Thanks for answering his question, Tom. Hello? Hello? I didn't understand that, no. Did you get my message? Oh, let's see. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah, just I've been talking the whole time. Uh, I asked you if your speakers were off. Hmm. Okay, guys, so there's plenty of opportunity here. We got a little bit of a pullback. Currently in the dollar yen, up 2 pips on the trade. And again, prices are just kind of ranging out right now. Let's see if we get any sort of movement. We'll keep an eye on things. The U.S. markets are recovering a little bit of the open. The Dow is down 100 over 100 points, 111 points, and it's only down about 70 now. So it is recovering some of that loss just due to the debt ceiling negotiations. Hey guys, just a quick update here. So the dollar yen is still pretty much following whatever the U.S. market's doing. It's just ranging out right now on the small time frames. On the 15, we're pulling back off the lows. It's still holding at about 15, and everything else is the same. So if you have any questions, let me know. I just don't see, there isn't much going on right now. So if the market starts picking up, we'll go over that. We'll keep an eye. Let me switch over real quick here to the Euro USD real quick just to see what's happening on this pair. So we can see the push up on the daily here, even though Cobra is technically short. In order for the short to change, we'd have to push above 36.10. So we're still quite a ways away from that. And then on the 60-minute, we're retesting these highs up here, 80s, and price has not been able to break above that, which is part of the reason for the short bias. And then if we go down to a 30-minute chart, you can see that based on the 30-minute, you would have been long here. This would have been a counter trend trade technically. But that would have been this morning at about 5:30. So it's moved about 30 pips since then. The 1 minute and the 5-minute, consolidating and should continue lower. The way it looks like it's setting up now. So. The 15-minute just starting to roll over on the Euro USD. So if they can't take out these highs, I think the short to the Euro USD to the short side is going to be a good opportunity there. Right now it's sitting at 84, so we'll keep an eye on it. Hey guys, so we're getting a little bit of a, dollar yen still kind of just holding flat right there. The Euro USD is getting a little bit of some buying pressure coming in, some buying activity. But no major news to speak of. I'm listening to the news here as well. So if I hear anything, I will bring it, mention it to you guys and go over it. Hey guys, still looking here. The dollar yen is catching a little bit of buying activity. Market's pretty flat right now. There's not much going on today. So it's going to be a quiet morning, but I'll keep this up here so you can see it. And if anything else, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Let's take a look at the, I'll pull up a couple different pairs just to see what price has been doing on these. Here's the pound yen. Let's start with the daily. We'll just do a little bit of analysis here. Since market's moving pretty slow, there's not much to talk about. So it looks like the pound yen has been kind of in a channel on the daily. So the pound yen on the daily chart is consolidating. We're forming somewhat of a wedge pattern here. And what we'd be looking to do is take advantage of any weakness in the pound, just because it's been so bullish this whole way up from 150, 149 all the way up to where it's at now, 160s. So the last time, I mean, it hasn't been this high in a very long time, as you can see here. So one thing you could do if we were going to be trading the pound yen, which I think one of our clients was interested in this pair, so I'm just going to go over it. So if we were to break below this trend line and Cobra confirmed, we'd be looking for possible short opportunity on the pound yen back towards the 150 area. Again, this would be on a position. This would be a position type trade, not an intraday. This is a daily chart. So as right now, though, Cobra is technically long, and it's at 155.15, but price is at 157.13. So it's pretty far away right now. Price kind of pushed up very quickly, and Cobra hasn't had time to really turn around yet and catch up with it. So I would look for a price to pull back towards the 156 area, and as long as this trend is intact, you would look to go long on the pound yen. So let me switch over to a here's the 4-hour chart. We can see the ocean is pointing downward, but we have this level here, 154.81 about, and we haven't been able to take out the highs here at 157.37 on the 4-hour yet. So the 4-hour actually just turned short, even though the daily is long. If this 4-hour holds on, and price cannot break above the Cobra, it should reverse the daily. So we need a significant amount of selling to come in before that would happen. You can see here just the lower highs that we're getting. If we close above this, I look for continued bullish momentum to the upside. Just a couple ways to look at it. Let's go down to a 60-minute real quick. And you can see here as well, prices are just kind of consolidating in this range from 157.50s to 156.70s. Price is just channeling back and forth here. It hasn't been able to break out in either direction. So this pair is just kind of consolidating. Nothing's really set up yet. It is technically long, but if you're going to take this long on like an hourly chart, you would have your stops, down here below Cobra. So you'd be giving it about 30 or so pips on a 60-minute. That's the pound yen. Let's jump over to, let's see, check on our position real quick here. So we're at 14 still, just kind of holding there. Nothing going on. And the Euro USD is still holding at about 35.90s. Hey guys, just a quick update on the dollar yen. So we're getting a little bit of a push down. The equity markets are dropping a little bit, so it's taking the dollar yen with it. We're at 98.11 right now. We're still holding our long trade. It still does look like it should retest possibly 98, but it may not get down that far. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if we get a little bit of a bounce later in the session. Hey Tom, just let me go over your comments here. Let's see. Euro 15-minute, skipped to short. So you manually entered the trade at 92 and took 5 pips. Good job. I'm glad to hear that. So you got 5 pips on your first 2, and you have 2 left, or two more lots on. Okay, and now you're out. You got out with 10 pips. Good job. Oh, you have 1 lot left. So you took 1 or 2 off. It's a good trade. It looks like our dollar-yen position is finally starting to push a little bit. We're currently up 3 pips. It's kind of just been ranging back and forth. So, well, that was a good trade, and we'll keep an eye on things here and see if anything else starts pushing. I'd love to see the euro just break down, so we'll keep an eye on that too. Hey guys, so we're currently, it's the dollar yen. We're up 3 pips right now. We're waiting to see if we get some follow through on this trade. Keep in mind it is Monday, so, and that on top of the holiday and everything. So we're definitely looking to hold on to this trade as a position trade. It would have been nice if it pays early. That would have just been bonus, but it's still a good setup, and the market is, for being such a flat day, I didn't expect much out of this anyways. So it was really just going to be something we're setting up for, and then if we got any pullbacks towards 98, we would probably add to it, or if you haven't established a position, you could establish a position at those levels. But right now it looks like these 18s are holding. Support's holding down here at 16. Hasn't been able to really get below. I think it hit a low of 14 or 11, right? 11. That's, so it got all the way down to 9, and now just kind of bounced back. So we'll keep an eye on it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Hey guys, so looking at the dollar yen here, and we're up 4 pips right now on the trade. It's just, again, it's still kind of just ranging sideways to slightly positive for us. So we're not getting a lot of movement. Um, Looks like they're waiting on news. I'm hearing from the news reports they're just waiting on more information on a supposed agreement on things, which was initially bullish for the USD, but again, it's just speculation. So there's no factual or actual release that's been announced yet. Let's see, question from Tom. On Euro USD, I decided to keep the last mini lot for longer term. It is currently 13 pips profit and holding. Good job. Yeah, that's a good trade, Tom. I like the setup, and it's good. You were able to take some profit on part of your position, which is the best way I think to do it, and in my opinion, and hold a little bit on there in case you get a runner. That way you're still participating in the move instead of being all in and all out. Where you have to look for a better entry at some point. So you're holding it. I think you were able to capture some profits on part of your position, and good job. That's good to hear. For the Euro USD at 35.90. Okay, so yeah, that looks like that's a pretty good entry. The European market is shutting down for the day. I believe it is 4:30, so they are just about done. So from here on out, it's going to be the U.S. session leading into the Asian session, and I just don't see much happening unless there's a surprise news announcement or something like that. So it should be pretty quiet. Hey guys, so it's 8:45 Monday morning, and we are currently up 10, 11 pips on the dollar yen trade. You can see prices pushing a little bit here and just kind of leveling out. Europe session has closed for the day, so they're done, and it's still very early in Tokyo, so don't expect any action out there yet. So it's pretty much just the U.S. market. If anything else happens, we'll look at it, but we're just going to hold on to this trade, and the daily is holding strong. So this looks like a good setup. The 15-minute did do a little bit of a kind of a fake out here. We can see right here it started to go short. There was just enough selling. Okay, so they took price I think down to 98.09, and that was enough to get this candle to, or the Cobra to reverse for one candle, exactly one candle. So usually with the CTT candles, we like to see at least two candles close in the direction of the trend to confirm, which way the move is going to go. This is our second long candle now. So Cobra went ahead and reversed on this very next candle after this low here was put in at 09, looks like. And now we're just kind of reversing to the upside. So we'll see what happens. The 1 minute is taking a little breath right here. So there's not much going on right now, guys. This may be the last thing we do for the day. It's almost 9 a.m. And if you have any other questions, let's see here. The 60-minute. Let's take a look at the 60-minute, Tom. Yes, it is confirming long. So again, our candles are going to take a little bit longer to show, to reflect the long, just because these are the smooth candles, that CTT candles. But let me take a look at here's a raw chart of the 60-minute. Oops, let's jump over to dollar yen. So what we have here is a bullish. It's not quite a bullish engulfing candle, but it is a bullish candle nonetheless. It was unable to break the lows of the prior candle, the prior hour at 98.09. And this is also our lower ocean holding support at 98.08. So you can see how well the ocean works at times to identify the dynamic support levels. This is reflecting the lows in price, and these levels are holding. So hello everybody. All right, so it is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day. We're up 9-10 pips on our dollar yen trade, and I was thinking of closing it, but I think I talked it over with the man in charge, and we decided we're going to hold on to this, and we're going to just leave it on. So, but we did get 10 pips, so if you guys got in that, good job. And you're welcome to either hold it as a position. We think the dollar yen is definitely bullish long term. Vlad's been talking about that for several days now in the trading room, about waiting to go long the dollar yen. So I think we got a good entry, and it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way, but we are going to keep the trade on. We are not going to close it. But again, if those of you who are just scalping or want to get out, then you can go ahead and take your profits. And nothing else is really moving. I think it is a holiday, so enjoy your holiday, guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email or type it in the room before I close it down. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and just tell everybody to have a great day. Let's jump over here real quick, take a look at euro. So again, the euro, the daily looks good. It's just pulling, taking a little breath here, coming back towards Cobra. But I still like it to the short side, unless we take out these highs here. So. Okay, everybody. Well, I don't see any questions coming through, so I think everybody is pretty much done for the day. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. All right, everyone. Have a good day trading if you're going to trade some more, and if not, I will talk to you later. Take care. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. I'm glad it was helpful. Keep your position. Yeah. All right, save me some lunch. Can you air mail me some fresh sushi, perhaps? We'll see. All right. Have a good day. Take care.